You see Adept admit to what everyone said about her, that she was using? No, and I have no interest. I think it is frankly, a tragic display of converging unresolved psychological issues and, the pressures of the court of public opinion. And I'm over it. I think it's sad, and I hope that they all resolve their issues privately so that they don't maim each other publicly, in hopes that it, creates something of value. Quietly. I don't know, man. I think it's sad that, the pressures of the court of public opinion and, kind of take precedent over the authenticity of relationships, and that all things need to be streamed and documented for, evidence's sake, for what it's, I don't know. Who cares?
Minutes, I know.
I like a lot of the people involved. I hope that they resolve their shit.
You're not used to going that long, but it's okay. You've been keeping track of the people you...
No, man. Yesterday we reviewed some of it, and frankly, I just feel dirty doing it. I don't think that there's value from this particular drama to farm. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, with Kick, right? There's always something of substance, I think, to be discussed there because it has implications on, like, streaming as a whole. But when we're just talking about interpersonal conflicts like infidelity, difficulty managing the realities and pressures and frankly, immediacies of human relationships with streaming, I don't think there's a lot to be said. I think that streaming is an insidious profession in that it is constantly beckoning your attention. And with that comes the decay of so much of what you love outside of this, because there is always, one, the fear that you should be live, or two, while you're live, the fear that you are not entertaining to standards that would then convert the viewers who are watching. And it sucks. So I think that there are a great deal of people whose personal relationships decay in service of the, pressures of streaming and the, like professional demands that are kind of like implicit with like a growth forward model, and it just sucks. You know what I mean? Yo, thank you for the sub, free live free. I appreciate that, man. X apparently cheated on Fran, dude. It didn't seem as though he was in a good position to look, man. This is like I'm not here to indict some dude on interpersonal dynamics I don't understand. Like, what do you want from it, man? Like, the dude was in a relationship with someone for many years. There was ongoing abuse and manipulation, it seems, by pretty much all accounts, even what we can optically discern. The likelihood of this dude still being in the throes of a previous relationship while trying to transition into another one seems quite high. This seems like a messy situation. I'm like, I don't know why streamers fucking talk about their infidelity to begin with. It just seems like a very weird and personal thing to disclose. No, XQC's not on performance-enhancing drugs. If he has ADHD, he likely requires it to streamline focus. And, like, I've been on Vyvanse for 12 years now. I rarely ever skip a day unless my prescription lapses. And without it, I fail to do, basic human upkeep things. I struggle to, fucking brush my teeth, get out of bed. And this has been the case for most of my life.
How do I get this alert thing off my screen? Just trying to give Wake my prime lol.
Yo, thank you so
I
much,
feel
Jeremy.
like a damn boomer.
That. When did you start feeling that way? I've always felt that way. I have always had horrific ADHD, and I've never been able to do anything other than what it is I want to do, unless I'm medicated. And life involves a great deal of doing things that aren't exactly compelling. You know what I mean? And so while I don't have problems with focusing on or feeling enthusiasm when something is really catching my attention, I don't regulate that neurochemical process well. You know what I mean? When I am either just surging dopamine into almost like I'm fucking, it's like a geyser of dopamine, or it's absolutely dormant and there's nothing in between. Do you know what I mean? With that being said, to act as if it's abuse, I think, is incredibly stigmatizing. Without it, I cannot function as normal people do. And this allows me to engage in conversation, to read things, and to talk in a way that I would if I was off Vyvanse and, frankly, just excited about something. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, like, I've never taken more than my prescribed dose ever in my life. I've never doubled up on doses. I've only ever taken one a day, every day. Um, at the same dose I've been prescribed since I was 16. And I think that's fine. However, again, I'm not sure what he's doing. Much more about adept's lunacy, taking advantage of friends lashing out when they don't. I mean, why do you look? In the event that this is indicative of some kind of lunacy, then what we should hope is that she fucking is no longer subjected to the fucking crucible of online discourse and is able to go get help. She doesn't need to be peppered with public adoration or public contempt. She needs to go into. She needs to seek help, not have individuals fuel a seemingly unending, thirst for attention. So I don't know what you want out of it. She herself admitted she was prescribed meds and refused to take them now. Yeah, I mean, that sucks, dog. I hope that everyone there gets help. Straight up. I don't know. I think that it seems as if there are a great deal of lonely people that have allowed the demands of streaming to create interpersonal rifts that make them feel not just alone, but vulnerable to social manipulation, etc. And, like, dude, it does happen. If you don't have a very close group of friends to ground you through, the very dysphoric experience of being in the public eye, it's going to be difficult, right? You cannot help but have the criticism of the peanut gallery echo between the ears for the entirety of a day. Negative sentiments endure far longer than they should. I think that all people who stream are very sensitive in nature. And I think that, there's a need to provide value, to please, to entertain. And that shit is really hard to escape. So, I don't know. Hope they all get help, man. Everyone needs help. I need help. I'm not particularly happy, despite having, relative success as a streamer. It's like, the shit is very difficult. And in the event that, you have created an untenable social dynamic for yourself, it gets all the worse. So, I don't know.